Hello, a very good afternoon to everyone out there. This is Darren. I am a staff member from the Student Development and Alumni Affairs Department. Thank you for tuning in to this webinar episode. Many of Team Temasek's high-performance sports teams have achieved sustained results at the Polytechnic ITE, or Polite for short, and Institute Varsity Polytechnic Game. They have brought much honor and pride to TP. Today, we have two final year students who have represented Team Temasek in Polite and IVP Games and Team Singapore in national and international competitions. A warm welcome to both Luke and Haanee.
Hi everyone, my name is Haanee. I'm currently a third year biomedical science student in TP, and I'm the captain of the TP track and field sprints team. I'm also a national track and field athlete, and I've been highly involved in the sport for about 10 years now.
Hi everyone, my name is Luke. I'm a national triathlete and I am a business marketing student here in TP.
Let us share with the audience, how did you pick up your sport?
I was formerly a swimmer. I started swimming competitively at 10 years old, where I enrolled into the Singapore Sports School. I started my triathlon career when I was right before I graduated, and I did my first overseas triathlon competition, being Asian champs held in Indonesia.
So for me, I first joined the sport when I was 9 years old because I was enticed by the variety of events within the sport and also the possibility to take part in multiple events. I started my track and field journey with long jump, and I decided to try out other events such as the 80 and 100-meter hurdles, longer sprints, and finally the short sprints event. Now I specialize in the 100 and 200-meter sprint event. Since then, I have competed and represented Singapore at various international competitions such as the Asian Athletics Championship and also the SEA Games, which was held last year.
What was your most memorable moment when representing Team Temasek?
The most memorable moment when representing TP would be the 4x400 meter race at my very first Polite Games. It was a heartwarming experience because I watched my teammates run their hearts out despite the fact that most of us were not 400 meter runners. Nearing the end of the race, one of my teammates was able to edge out the team, which was maintaining a second position throughout the race, and from there we managed to clinch a silver. This was a huge achievement for all of us because we did not actually expect such an amazing performance, so we were all pretty satisfied with the outcome. I think having teammates who would give their 100% for the team made me feel a sense of team spirit, and the close-knit relationship I had with the team made me motivated to do better.
Mine was actually when me and two of my teammates actually swept the podium for the 10,000 meters track and field Polite. It is not very often where you send three boys into a race and all three of them come out as the first, second, third. And I think what made it even special was we always push each other during training. Even outside of training, we would have fun together, go to the beach together, and doing stuff like that. As a team who didn't have a coach specializing in long distance, I think this is really a significant achievement and something that is very memorable for me.
It can be challenging for youth athletes to balance academics and a sporting career. Haanee and Luke, what does a typical day look like for you?
My day usually starts at 7 a.m. and ends at 10 p.m. latest. I'm currently completing my internship in TP doing laboratory research work. So internship can be very tiring because most of the time lab work will require us to sit for a long period of time. So I'll make it a point to stand up in between work and do a bit of stretching so that my muscles don't get tight. After internship, I would travel to the home of athletics track where I will carry out my training. Training will usually take around 3 hours, then I will head back home for dinner. I usually try my best to eat dinner at home as frequently as possible because I prefer home-cooked food and it's much healthier compared to the food we get outside. After dinner, I will either spend some time with my family or complete some work. I would then make it a point to sleep by 10 p.m. every day because sleep is very important to me and I need at least 8 hours of sleep every day so that my body can recover.
For me, my day usually start at about 5 a.m. where I'll wake up and I'll head out for a bike ride. I would ride very early in the morning because that's when there'll be lesser cars and it will be safer for me, which will last about 2-3 hours where I head home. And then I'll head to school to be at school by 9 a.m. Then after, I'll have my lunch, have a quick lunch, and then head to my next class. And after that class, I'll head down to the TP track where I meet my friends and I train together with them. And I'll usually be back home at about 8-9 p.m. where I'll have my dinner, and I'll always try my best to get to bed by 30 so I can start the day proper again.
So would you mind sharing what type of support do you receive from TP that supports your sporting career?
Okay, so for me personally, I feel that I'm really very fortunate enough to have a very supportive team staff at TP over here. So for example, when I went for my World Championships, the tutors in TP actually allowed me to get my submission date pushed back a little bit for my projects and for my tests to be moved forward a bit so that I can complete everything on time. With the supports they have in TP, they've ensured me that I'll be able to perform to my maximum potential in my education as well as my sport. So when I'm supposed to study and take my tests, I can do it very well, and when I'm supposed to train and race, I can race hard and train hard.
In my opinion, I think TP has the best support system for student athletes. Last year was a very difficult time for me because both SEA Games and my end of year semester exams clashed. During this period, I was quite stressed because I had to juggle between the two, and I knew it was gonna be tough to focus on both. So as soon as I found out about the clash, I emailed all my lecturers and asked for their advice. Within a day or two, all my lecturers replied and asked me to indicate the dates I preferred to sit my exams. So I chose the date right after my flight back to Singapore. This helped a lot because I was able to plan my time in advance and I was able to focus on one event at a time. My lecturers even sent me their best wishes for the competition, which actually meant a lot to me.
What advice do you have for aspiring student athletes who are considering TP or polytechnic education in general?
My advice would be to set your priorities straight and set your goals right, because having a goal, you will know what you have to prioritize first. For me, I prioritize my sports as my number one thing to do. What I do is that I focus on it, so I always prioritize my training over anything else. Prioritizing your goals and your schedule also comes with sacrifices. I believe that if you have a goal to work towards to, and if you want it really bad enough, I think prioritizing your time, setting goals will really help you achieve to where you want to be.
My advice to all aspiring students is to focus on self-discovery and find your purpose. I think it's very important to know what you're really passionate about, because doing something with no purpose or an interest can be very mundane and taxing for you. So once you're clear on your sports or career interests, set clear, realistic goals for yourself. Focus on what you can control, like the training process, rather than things you can't control, like, say, the outcome of an event. Even if you set yourself big goals, take it a step at a time, be grounded, and never set unrealistic expectations that would create unnecessary pressure for yourself. For those considering an education in a polytechnic, is to follow your heart and never be swayed by other people's opinions. The reason why I chose TP was because I felt that TP had a more holistic education system, which is conducive for me as a student athlete. Other than that, TP also has a more flexible time schedule, which allows me to plan my trainings easily without having to worry about other factors such as not being able to complete my schoolwork and stuff like that. So yeah, I would strongly urge aspiring student athletes to consider joining the TP family. Being a student athlete may be tough in the beginning, but I believe with courage, determination, and the right environment, you'll be able to achieve the things you could never imagine.
So, Luke, Haanee, thank you once again for joining us in the studio. I wish you the best in your sporting career. And to all of you watching at home, thank you for tuning in. Till the next episode, I'm Darren. Bye for now.